Hey guys, welcome back to another Canon release. So last time I released these emitters, and today I'll be releasing Cell Stacker. I said I was going to release the one I used in the video, and this is an optimized version of it. So first I'll show how it works, and then we'll look at the changes I've made to it. Okay, so first everything gets compressed up to here, obviously. To water this, by the way, just place like a single bucket of water, like in here, just make sure this whole thing is watered. This is a hammer, so this is what's going to be sheeting it down. And this is the scatter, which comes after. This has one more power, so this actually catches up to this and gets slightly above it. So if we fly over here, you'll see it start shooting over the cap, right over there, and then this explodes. So the reason it looks like this is because there's some feedback because of how short this triangle is. So it gets processed one entity at a time. So one comes down here and explodes, and then it causes a feedback loop. One of the differences in this version is I'm actually using this wobbling to improve the Y velocity. I basically moved the whole back part up a bit. So this is now actually in front of this, but it still causes that feedback loop. And all the stuff behind it causes it to go the exact same amount forward. But it now drops down, I believe, 3 blocks lower. So the way I timed it may make this a little confusing, but don't worry, the triangles aren't. This doesn't match triangle per triangle in the air. It actually kind of like laps it over one. So even though those are separated by 2 game ticks, which is 1 redstone tick, this right here and this here are separated by, or on the same game tick. So that's a 1 game tick separation. This is obviously rendered after this, so it's going to get processed after this. So this gets calculated, it comes down here, this whole thing explodes, which then applies velocity to this, and then this is free to go down through the cap and everything. Okay, so I've lined up the schematics, and as you can see, this new one is more compact than this. So this is, I believe, 3 shorter, so it's 3 shorter, and then it's also a bit wider, or a bit narrower as well. So the first major thing I did was I decided to power this whole thing from this one side, so I didn't have to have redstone here. So what I did was I placed into these second ones and then used dots to power these and pistons to force these into updating. And then as you saw at the walls, I did move the whole thing up. So this is now 1 block in front, which makes it more efficient. And the other major change is I moved these down, which allows you to add time. And you could actually, I think I'll put another dispenser here because you'll most likely, that'll be more useful than not. The button is also over here now, since I was able to get rid of this redstone, and I optimized the timings for it a little bit. I'm thinking still cut off timing from that, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I got rid of this and I optimized the timings too. So yeah, this is a new version. It's lined up in the exact same way. It just goes a few blocks lower, but it 1 by 1's in the same spot and everything. And as you can see, I've also been rather liberal with my placing of or marking of the triangles. So because I have actually ended up using these once, building one of these inside of an unclaimed base, this has proved very useful. And it's good to know where the triangles are for understanding, but I also decided to make it practical in case this is ever like actually needed. Here's an actual example on a live server of a base that we've used this exact same cannon on. As you can see, it's rather effective. I kind of just like, yeah, I had a little too much fun. But basically, what we did is, well, we've actually raided this base twice. The second time they capped it, and then they got raided again. So I'm not even sure exactly what happened. I just kind of logged on and heard they got attempted, and we're just left with holes in their cap. So what we did is first we loaded it, and then we want to shoot this way. So we rotate so that it's here, I think. Let's see, nope, so rotate twice more. Then we're going to want to get into this IG box. So what we did was, I'm pretty sure we actually shot, yeah, right on this axis. So we then moved the cannon so that it was aligned directly over this block. Just probably fly over the block, which will make it easier. Then just take your schematic and play with it a bit. And there, as you can see, this is now lined up with me. Now this is where it's going over, and this is the old version, so the new version will look just like this, but it'll it'll have a much larger triangle. Not much larger, but you know what I mean. So let's get it right above the water. So say you want to hit a specific Y in the base on this first triangle, which you most likely won't with a cannon like this, but there are applications for this occasionally. What you do is, so I'm currently at 256. Say I want to shoot on a specific Y, what I would do is, so I'm technically shooting on 256 to 255. So say I want to shoot on 253 to 254, I'd go, well, you wouldn't shoot on, say 252 to 253, let's do that. So since it's at 255 to 256, I would just go 6 to 3, so then 5, 4, 3. But I would recommend, if you're lining it up, I would just move this all the way down until these blocks are on the highest placed blocks in their base, which in this case is 255. Then you would just follow this all the way out, and it doesn't matter if there's anything in the way, unless it's above it. If it's above it, then you, yeah, you're gonna have to, there may be issues. So you'd fly over here to where the cannon is. As you can see, we have a cannon built in this exact same spot already. It's one up for some reason. I didn't line it up myself, but I probably would have lined it up a little lower. But yeah, there is a cannon here, and this did work. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and found this useful. Its usefulness is scales with your skill level in cannoning. So you can do a lot of stuff with this. I almost got into BAPE yesterday using a one stacker, but we had issues with this cannon. So on that same note, I'm not going to be releasing this cannon anymore, at least yet, because like I've used this multiple times and it worked, but last night for some random reason this stuff was just getting like applied velocity in here and it just wasn't working. It was a nightmare. So I probably won't be releasing this, I don't think, unless I can replicate that issue on a server, which I haven't been able to. But if I can figure out what it is, or like find a way to harden it, then I'll do that. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do next. I think I kind of want to move away from emitters for a bit, but I might eventually do a full video on how to build a emitter from scratch, so you can customize these kinds of things for raids, because that's really useful. But I'll make sure that I'll be posting something just as interesting and useful. It might not be for, or it's most likely not going to be as small of a cannon. I may optimize my 5-stacker a little bit. So yeah, make sure to tune in next time. And if you found this useful, leave a like and subscribe for Shrek.